Hello and welcome to City Beat. We are your central source for news and information for the city of Rocky Mount. I'm your host, Tamika Keenan Norman, and we have an exciting show for you today. We're going to talk about two new initiatives, one that's coming up, renovation of the South Rocky Mount Community Center, and another that is currently underway, the Tar River Transit's new website, as well as some innovative things that they've got going on. So make sure you stay tuned right here to City Beat. We'll be back with more.
That was hot. So hot.
Recycling. Yeah.
Hello and welcome back to City Beat. I'm Tamika Keenan Norman, and if you've been a part of this community for a while, you're very familiar with the South Rocky Mount Community Center, as well as talks recently about upcoming renovations to the center. And here to tell us more about that is Joel Dunn, Recreation Superintendent for our Parks and Recreation Department. I got that long title, right?
Great, close enough.
Okay.
No, you're right on.
Well, thanks for joining us again, because I know you've been on the show a few times before.
I love it every time.
I know you do. Let's start off, for those who aren't really acquainted with the center, what the purpose of the South Rocky Mount Community Center is.
Well, the South Rocky Mount Community Center serves the same purpose of every facility and park that we have, and that's to enhance the quality of lives for our citizens through positive experiences, through people, parks, and programs. That's what we strive to do every day. The South Rocky Mount Community Center has been a staple in our area for 40 years. We are excited that we have the ability to try to enhance it and renovate it. We want to, the community's changed over the years. Rocky Mount as a whole, South Rocky Mount community has changed. The needs have changed for what that building needs to do. So we're excited that we've been able to talk to the public, see what they need, put some funding out there. Council and management have been great to support us to be able to do this initiative. So the South Rocky Mount Community Center, we want that to be a beacon for Parks and Rec, just like the Imperial Center and the sports complex is. The Senior Center, all those facilities, we want to get on the same level. So we're really excited about South Rocky Mount renovation project.
Mm-hmm. What are some things that we can do at the center now? I know basketball is a big thing there, but what are some other things?
You can do tons of stuff there. It's actually a 25-acre park, which is a very large park. It's not a community park. That's more of a regional size park. So it's you can do anything in there. You've got basketball courts outdoors and indoors. You've got a spray park out there that operates throughout the summer. You've got baseball fields, you've got old tennis courts. You've got, when you go inside the building, you've got multi-purpose rooms that can be rented out. There's a kitchen there available to use. It's a huge area for step teams. We've actually got 3 step teams competing there now that practice and that have won some local and state competitions. It's really big out there. We've got a weight room. We've got dedicated staff that stay out there throughout the week and throughout the weekends to make sure program is effective and efficient and that people are enjoying that community center. So there's not much you can't do out there. So it's a very multifaceted facility. We're proud of that and we want to keep that. So.
You talked about how it's changed over the years. Tell me a little bit more about that, because if you have everything pretty much there now, how did it start off 40 years ago?
Well, when you go into a house built in 1970, you tend to do some renovations, and this center was built in 1976, and the design of facilities back in those days were very different than what they are now. Back then, it was designed to be very closed off. You walk in there now, there's a lot of walls, a lot of cement. A lot of your facilities now are going to more of an open look. It's more inviting, makes the public feel like it's more of an inviting place to be, gives you more flexibility to do different things. Just the colors in general, the windows there are very small. There's not a lot of daylight. Now your facilities tend to utilize as much natural light as possible to be more energy efficient and to not rely on lighting but to rely on the sunlight. It's just the neighborhood in Rocky Mount itself has changed. We've gotten older as a community. There's trends that in the 70s and 80s were very popular, like tennis and racquetball, that have sort of leveled off, where things like soccer, basketball have picked up. So we want to make sure that, you know, we take those changes into mind when we do this, because this facility is going to be around another 30 or 40 years. And, you know, getting funds to renovate a facility doesn't come that often. So you got to make sure you do it right the first time, so that over the next 10 to 20 years, this facility is serving the public as we have now and as we forecast it to be over the next coming years.
So those are some of the changes that you're looking forward to doing next.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
It's got the. We hope it'll be a multifaceted project. You know, we've got 1.7 million allocated to do the building right now. We've got plans and ideas to do the outside of the facility as well in coming years. You know, that's just all dependent upon the funding and getting all that secure. But we're really excited about starting with that community center. We want to integrate. One of the big things we want to do, we want to make it more tech friendly. We want to make it Wi-Fi accessible. We want stations to go in there where you can dock an iPad or a computer or a laptop, and where you can do schoolwork. All the kids now have that. So we want to make sure that it's a friendly environment for our technology day and age, whereas now it's not as much. But we want to get to that point. So it's, you know, we're excited about it. But the building is what we're going to concentrate on right now.
Okay, that's the first step.
That's the first phase, and we hope to hit the outsides of the parks in the next couple phases over the next 5 to 10 years. So.
Okay. So when will renovation begin? And well, I know it's multifaceted. It's going to be hard to set an end date, but when will you begin?
We have a target date now of April 1st, and that's all dependent upon bids, specs, getting approval from council, and you know that just takes some time. You know, our design firm Oakley Collier is working on it right now. The targeted deadline to start is April 1st. We anticipate 9 to 12 months of renovation time. During that time, the center will need to close just because there's some materials we have to get rid of, and it's easier and safer just to shut the building down to make sure it's taken care of. And then when we reopen, you know, we're ready to roll. We're already starting to work on a plan for, you know, as it shuts down, you know, what are we going to do, and when it opens back up, you know, what our program's going to be, what are our staff going to be over there, you know, what's our goal as we open. We're already starting to look at that. So that's probably, you know, 18 months off, but we already want to make sure we're prepared to go when the doors open again, because it's going to be eye-opening. It's going to be very different. If you've seen the pictures from what it is now to what it's going to be, it's not going to look like the same building. We're excited about that. You know, we're hoping that not just the South Rocky Mount Community Center uses this. We want everyone in Rocky Mount to utilize this park. As I said earlier, it's a big park. It can accompany hundreds, thousands of people out there at a time. So we want to make sure we're pushing it as a regional destination, not just a neighborhood park. We want everyone in Rocky Mount surrounding areas to utilize it.
That sounds good. I didn't realize it was so many acres, quite that many acres.
It is. If you go out there, you don't realize you got your baseball area, your basketball courts are on different sides. You've got the spray park area, and that doesn't even count your community center, which is right at 18,000 square feet. So it's a good-sized community center.
Wow. You talked about bidding. I guess that would be for construction. Yeah. You've got your design company, Oakley Collier. Tell me a little bit about their reputation in the community and why you're happy to have them as a part of the project.
You're probably not going to find better reputation for an architect firm around here. They are actually located in Rocky Mount. We're very excited about that because, you know, they've got their interest in Rocky Mount. You know, they've done a lot of work in Nash County and Edgecombe County. They've done work at Nash Community College for the government office of Nash County. They helped us with our soccer building out there at the sports complex. They've got a great track record with us and throughout the state. They're very reputable. They're very, you know, they've got Rocky Mount's best interests at heart. So they were excited about bidding on this. And then when they were chosen, you know, they had great ideas coming in about how to involve the public to make sure, you know, we hear what they say and that we listen to them and that they take that as feedback and design a concept that's going to be great. So Oakley Collier has been a pleasure to work with. You know, it's a fairly long process. You end up working with these folks a year to 2 or 3 years. So you get to know them. Tim and Ann have been great. We're excited about it, and we know they're going to do great work.
Okay. Speaking of them, they were involved early on when you all had some community meetings. I think you had maybe 2 or 3, I'm not sure, to get input from folks, not only from that area, but throughout, about what was needed at the community center, right?
Yes, and the funny thing was this happened along the same time of our master plan process.
Okay.
So we had 7 public meetings for the master plan, and we had 3 additional meetings for South Rocky Mount. What we wanted to do and what we're trying to do with any project from here on out is to gauge community input. And we don't want to tell people this is what we think your community center needs. We want Rocky Mount to tell us this is what we want in our community center. So Oakley Collier came in and they did some meetings. They were really fun. You know, some meetings you had a big piece of paper and crayons and they said put on whatever you want in a community center. We had children there. We had adults there. We had seniors there. So you got to see all facets of people that will use that facility. And the great thing is you saw some people that have pride in that facility, that have been going to that facility for decades. And they want to make sure, you know, when we renovate this thing that it's done right. And, you know, they opened our eyes, you know, even the idea of boxing was huge. And I would have never thought about that, you know. The idea of step teams, you know, I didn't realize that step teams were so popular in Rocky Mount, but they really are, and it's becoming a growing trend. So that's something we look at as that we want to cater to. And then just the idea of using the facility as a rental space, you know. We've got the Imperial Center, we've got the Booker T Theater, but we want to make this a good rental spot too. We're looking to actually add an addition to the building that would actually give us 3 rental spaces. Right now we have 2. And this larger rental space, if we're able to get it on, would be able to accommodate 200 people. So that really opens the doors for what you can do in there. You know, renovating of the kitchen allows us, we're hoping to facilitate cooking programs. A lot of places now, they utilize a community garden outside with a kitchen inside and try to teach young kids how to cook healthy.
Okay.
So that's something we hope to push out there. You know, it's healthy eating is something that starts young. It's something that the older generation can help teach to a younger generation. So we're excited about that idea as well as many others out there. The community out there is probably most excited. We're going to have an air-conditioned gym. That'll be the first one for our Parks and Rec department. And if you ever played basketball in any gym, especially during the summer, you know, it's just sweltering. You cannot stop sweating. So an air-conditioned gym is going to be great. We're hoping it's going to push our basketball, cheerleading, and other sports numbers that participate in there. We're hoping to have volleyball courts in the court, set in the court, so we can do adult volleyball over there as well. Those are some of the most exciting phases we've got coming. You know, we're looking to hopefully upgrade the weight room, the fitness equipment. You know, that stuff's outdated, you know, but and then just the fresh coat of paint, the new furniture. We're going to tear down some walls. All our bathrooms are going to become ADA accessible. You know, those are things that, you know, over time it's just hard to keep up with. So, you know, when you go in to renovate, you knock it all out. You know, that community center is going to stand out, and it's going to be one of the stronger facilities we have.
Well, it sounds like folks had some really interesting ideas, so that's good.
Oh, it's very interesting. But that's why we want to get the public involved.
Exactly.
They think of things that we don't think of, and they've got a pulse on the community. They got a pulse on their community that we might not have. So community input's great. We feel that over the past 5 or 6 years, we've tried to develop credibility by listening to the public and giving them what they want. So we're continuing that process through the South Rocky Mountain project, and we're certain that they're going to be impressed when we're done. So.
Sounds good. Anything else you want to add, Joel?
No, I just continue to tell everyone to be patient. You know, we're hoping April 1st that we're done. Like I said, as the community center closes, we're going to have alternate options for the step teams and for practices to put them at other sites. Our summer camps will actually take place at some schools nearby, so we'll be able to still provide those services. So we don't want people worried about that. And you know, we're excited that by 18 to 24 months, that, you know, when you walk into that community center, you're going to be impressed. That it's going to attract people throughout Rocky Mount, throughout other areas, and it's just the first phase. So we're excited.
We're excited too. I'm very excited just sitting here listening to you about all the interesting things. So thank you so much for joining us on the show today and shedding some light on that, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you as well for tuning in and hearing all about the renovations at the South Rocky Mount Community Center that we can expect. Coming up, we'll talk with Todd Gardner, our director for Tar River Transit, about some innovative things that they have going on as well. I'm Tamika Keenan Norman. You're watching City Beat. More coming up next.
Sorry, but it's over.
Is it the lying?
No.
Is it because I still live with my parents?
No.
The $200 I stole from your purse?
250.
Is it because I took your sister to Hawaii and not you?
No, Jerry, that wasn't it at all.
Then what is it?
You don't recycle.
What?
Hello and welcome back to City Beat. I'm your host, Tamika Keenan Norman. And if you're just tuning in to today's show, thanks to Joel Dunn for talking to us about upcoming renovations happening at the South Rocky Mount Community Center. And joining us right now, we've got Todd Gardner, I knew I'd get it right eventually, right? Director of Tar River Transit, to tell us about your website, which isn't new, relatively new, and some other innovative things that you have going on, right? So tell us, before we delve into the website and those new things, a little bit about Tar River Transit, because most of us just think bus service, but it's more than just that, right?
Right. Todd River Transit is a what we call coordinated service, which means we do provide city bus service, but we also provide paratransit service or van service for the citizens of National Edgecombe County through various programs. We also contract with various human service agencies such as National Edgecombe County Social Services, Tri-County Industries, and local senior centers to provide transportation for their clients as well. As an extension of the bus service, we provide ADA service for persons with either a physical or cognitive disabilities that would limit their ability to ride the bus. So we provide paratransit service for those citizens as well.
Okay. Now, earlier this year, one of the things that you decided to do, I guess to make it easier for folks, was to start a new website, a little bit separate from the City of Rocky Mount website, separate look and all that. Tell us about that decision that was made.
Well, we were finding that passengers or people in general that wanted information about transit, they were finding it difficult to navigate through the city's website in order to get to information on transit within Rocky Mount. So we decided to make it easier for our users that we have a website dedicated strictly to transit, which makes access to transit information easier for our passengers and just anyone that wanted general information about public transportation here in Rocky Mount.
So aside from that, what are some other advantages of that website?
Well, as I explained, it's easier for passengers to access information. We also have the ability now to download various applications that go with our transit program, such as our half fare program. You can download employment applications. You can print and download all of the route brochures for all the routes that we have along the city. So it's just an easier way for passengers to access information, not just on routes, but on all of our programs within transit.
Any other things that you can find on the website?
Well, we have information on all of our routes. We have a section on riding tips. We also have a section that just deals with all of our programs, whether it be half fare, ADA, or information on our rural general public services that we provide for citizens in National Edgecombe counties. And also we employ what we call a mobility manager. Her name is Kim Stewart, and she actually trains people on how to ride the bus. Now, when people hear that, they think it's easy just to get on the bus and ride, but you'll be surprised how many people find it difficult on how to transfer from one route to the other, because all of our buses just don't take you from one place to the other. There are times when you have to transfer to another bus to get to where you're going. So we have a mobility manager on staff that helps people, especially people with disabilities, especially cognitive disabilities, and also elderly passengers. She trains them on how to use our bus system, and information on that program is on the website as as well. So we have, some additional information on the website that's not exactly on the city website.
And one of the things that I was impressed with was the look of the new website. It just seems so clean and simple.
Right.
So did you come up with that? How did that work, the design of it?
Well, we worked with a web designer out of Raleigh. Her name was Lisa Gillette. And one of the things I asked her to do with the website is make it easier for people to navigate through the website. So when you go to our website, you can easily navigate from each section, and each section is aptly titled on depending on what the passenger needs or what information that they need. So that's one of the things that I employed upon her, is to make it easier to navigate through the website. So and she did that very well. So we're quite proud of the finished product.
The colors look good. The photos look good. I thought it was good. Good results. Now, tell me too. We talked about the website earlier, you and I in conversation, and then you told me about some other innovative things that you have coming up. Tell me about those things.
Well, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to issue a what they call a request for proposal, and we're looking for vendors that can implement a automated vehicle locator system on our buses, which means that passengers can access the location of various routes in real time, either through their phones or through their computers or iPads. And so the website, what this will do is it can interface with the new website, where once they access our website, they can tell where a bus is in real time. So that's one of the things on the horizon that we can do with this website.
That is interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting. Do other bus services in other areas have that capability?
Yes, ma'am. They have bus service in Raleigh, Durham area, especially in the Charlotte area. In your bigger systems, they're already using this technology. So we're kind of behind a little bit in saying that, but we're trying to catch up, and we will.
Okay. And you mentioned something to me as well about a trip planner.
We hope to initiate a trip planner where you can go to the website using Google Maps, and people who we often field phone calls, and they ask us, what bus do I have to transfer to get to a certain location if they're going to the mall or Walmart, and we have to walk them through what bus to transfer to. So with a trip planner using Google Maps, they can plan their trips. They can put in a location where they are and where they're going, and then the trip planner will let them know what bus to catch, what bus to transfer to the location, and on the way back. So we're hoping to implement that as well probably in the coming months.
All right. Well, sounds good.
Yep.
Anything else you want to add about Tar River Transit in general, or the website, et cetera?
Well, the website is www.tarrivertransit.org. It's all one word. And we just hope that people, just begin to use that website to access the information. If there's on transit, if there are citizens who still use the city website, there's a link on the city website that will carry you to the new tarrivertransit.org website as well. And also we'll be implementing a new evening service, which would allow passengers to use our paratransit service from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through Friday. And that information will be on the website as well. And we will be implementing that hopefully in the next couple weeks as well.
Okay, well, thank you, Todd,
You're very
for
welcome.
joining us on the show today and giving us the 411 on Tar River Transit.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you for joining us as well. When we come back, we're going to give you some news and updates right here on City Beat.
I've always really been into the outdoors. That's why I love the feel of a cool breeze against my face as I cruise down the highway. Did you see that? Then the North Carolina Department of Transportation said that wind was a real drag on my gas mileage. I can save money and help the environment by rolling up my windows and turning on the AC when I'm going over 40 miles per hour. Whoops! So now I'm driving green, I'm saving green, and people no longer confuse me with the lead singer of Twisted Sister.
Drive green, save green, a message from the North Carolina Department of Transportation.
Remember, be smart when you cool.
Welcome back to City Beat. Thanks for tuning in. This is a new segment of our show where we give you a quick news brief on events happening in our area. First, I've got to say congratulations to the Rocky Mount Opportunities Industrialization Center for graduating 10 members of its first ever Highway Construction Trades Academy. These residents are among the first in the nation to receive specialized training for careers in the highway construction industry. A celebration was held recently to acknowledge this distinction. The first class is concluded October 10th. For more information on how you can get involved, call 977-3730 or visit oic1.org. Now, to keep up with all of our events, you can also visit our website, rockymountnc.gov, or you can sign up on the homepage of our website for our City Beat e-newsletter sent bi-weekly. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of City Beat. We'll be back next week with more. I'm Tamika Keenan Norman.